Well, I think the major difference is, of course, because you are talking about a rare disease patient. The patients are heavily scattered around the globe, actually. They are not located in one place or in all the places in a country, for instance. They are often only at some key opinion leader places, expert centers. So you need to know all those expert centers in the different countries where you want to do clinical trials. Sometimes you also don't know the key opinion leader because there are no real key opinion leaders, and it's a real rare disease. So then you need to do all kinds of exercises in order to actually get the patients known in the countries. So you need to start all kinds of initiatives in order to educate the public about certain rare diseases and that they are existing actually, and to get people think about, well, I have something which nobody knows what I'm having. Well, maybe this can be the thing that can also happen. But most of the time you have like patient organizations already in a rare disease who are trying to get out and say, look, we have a rare disease, help us with finding some kind of a cure for this. And it's therefore very important to liaise with those patient organizations in order to achieve the best success. If you look internally in the real clinical trial, or looking at the clinical trials and doing them, one of the key aspects is you have only a few patients where you do the trial, with whom you do the trial. So that means that you have a lot of, you need to be really stringent on getting all the data points in. That is absolutely crucial. So if you do a normal clinical trial, say in hypertension or in diabetes, you have like hundreds of patients and several visits per patient, and you have like thousands of data points for a certain parameter you want to investigate. If you miss out a few, it doesn't matter so much. You can easily do that with statistics and get around that. If you have only 30 patients, only 2 visits, or maybe only 15 patients and 2 visits, if you miss out 3 or 4, you will really have an issue. Then becomes the p-value of any kind of result is definitely a limiting factor. So you want to be sure you do that right, because you don't want to do the trial 2 times with the same rare disease population, because those trials are complex. They are difficult, they are scattered around the universe or around the globe. So the costs are higher per patient for a clinical trial in that area. So you want to be right there in the first moment. So you have to think about that much more early on, more stringent, more ad hoc, and also be more flexible in actually executing those clinical trials and making decisions on potential patients who do not 100% fall into the in an exclusion criteria, where you're doubting, well, should that be okay or not? At that moment, you really have to discuss with the sponsor of the trial, shall we do in this case? And what you see in a lot of other clinical trials, in big clinical trials, that you have CROs around which are doing the right thing and saying, well, it's not following the protocol, so this person should not be included. But you miss out maybe a crucial patient what you cannot find in another way. So you have to be thinking more flexible in that area as well.